Now we start with chapter 2, which is company and marketing strategy. We will be focused on how to build the right customer relationship, how to translate the objectives of the companies into strategy in order to achieve the mission of the company, and also deep dive into the role of marketing in strategic planning. What is marketing strategy? All right. So we will be focusing on step 2 and step 3 of the 5-step marketing process. Without further ado, let's get started. So today we would be covering the meaning of strategic planning, business portfolios. How do you partner with people inside and outside of your organization for marketing? Then designing the right marketing strategy. We will start with basic so as to understand the meaning of the term marketing strategy and how a marketing strategy looks like. What is a marketing plan? What are the 4 P's, which we have already spoken about previously? We'll just be lightly touching upon the 4 P's. And finally, how do you manage your marketing efforts? How do you measure it? How do you know you're going in the right direction? And how do you stop any sort of deflection from your marketing objectives? And finally, how do you measure the returns on your marketing efforts, or ROI, the return on investment? So let's start with strategic planning. What is strategic planning? A strategic planning, by definition, is when you align your goals, as in the company's goals, with the marketing opportunities outside. So, for example, if I am a company which is into making drinks and people these days are going for organic products in terms of healthy drinks, then it would make sense for me to make cold pressed juices with organic content. So, what I'm doing is I'm taking my capabilities, my goals, and aligning it with market opportunities. My goal is to reach my target customers and to fulfill their needs profitably. So I can do that by making my drink organic. Correct? So this strategic planning is done for each and every unit of the company. So every business and product of the business develops a detailed marketing strategy which filters down to its departmental level and supports the company wide plan. Correct? So it happens at the micro level, which is business unit, and at the macro level. Marketing supports company strategic planning by making objectives and strategies for every department, by clearly defining the mission of the organization. What is the organization as a whole here to do? Then turning those missions into actionable plans, we are called objectives, right? So mission is big, then when they are defined into goals, they become objectives. And then you select business portfolio. A business portfolio is a mixture of a company's products and businesses which the company will offer in the market that are most aligned with its objectives. Now, how do you design a business portfolio? A business portfolio is a collection of businesses and products that make up a company, which a company wants to offer. However, they need to sit with different businesses that they have and select the ones which are most profitable to them and decide how much they need to invest in each of the business portfolio and let go the ones which are not serving them. For example, a brand like Unilever has multiple products. It owns a Johnson and Johnson. It owns brands like Head and Shoulders. It's into food and beverage. It's into consumer durables. So they have different every product will have a portfolio of its own. A company needs to see which one is serving its mission and objectives and which one is not. So, the first step in choosing a business portfolio is analyzing the current portfolio and seeing which one deserves more investment, which doesn't. After the analysis, you shape the future portfolio. Now, based on the process of selection and rejection, which is the future business portfolio I need to have? All right. So, let's start with analyzing the current business portfolio. The first step is to identify the key businesses that make up the company, and they are called the SBUs, or strategic business unit. An SBU can be a company's division, a product line within a division, or sometimes a single product or brand itself. The company assesses the attractiveness of each SBU in terms of its profitability. The attractive here means profitability to it, and how much it's projected to grow in the market. We'll talk about attractiveness in a bit, and decides how much support each deserves. Support in terms of financial investment, people, When designing a business portfolio, it is a good idea to add and support products and businesses that fit the firm's philosophy and competencies. So, this is again going back to strategic planning, wherein you choose products that align with the company's objectives, and the marketing opportunities there in the market also need to align with the firm's capabilities. I mean, I should be in a position to serve that market opportunity. If I don't have the skills or the competencies to enter into it, taking the drink company example, if I'm not into organic drink making, or I think I don't have the capability to make cold pressed juices, I don't have the machine, then even though the demand is high, it would be wiser for me not to enter the market. At least I should make myself capable by buying cold press machines, understanding how to make cold press juices before I take on that marketing opportunity. Now, coming to the current business portfolio, here are the key terms: business portfolio analysis, going through the different businesses of the company and deciding which one to invest in. Then you have the strategic business units. These are the key parts of the companies, which can be a division, a product line, or sometimes a product line within a division. So, skincare is a division, hair care is a division, consumer durables are division, hygiene is a division, or it can be an individual product as well. For example, Marico's Parachute is a single brand. Parachute hair oil is a single brand, but itself can be considered a strategic business unit. Now, there are two ways to analyze a business portfolio: market attractiveness and competitive position. So, that determines how much support or investment each strategic business unit deserves. Market attractiveness is external, and competitive position is internal. Okay. Now, there is a tool called the BCG matrix, or the Boston Consulting Group matrix, which helps evaluate business portfolios and make the companies take a decision on whether they should invest in the portfolio or not. And this helps shape the future business portfolio as well. This was developed by the Boston Consulting Group. It classifies the businesses that a customer has, sorry, that the company has, or SBUs, into four categories: cash cows, stars, question mark, and dogs. However, it is important to note that in today's time, BCG matrix is not used as extensively because most of the digital marketing managers or marketing managers have data about customers on their fingertips, and this is what they use to determine which product is selling and not selling, and where should the company be investing its money to grow a particular portfolio. So let's just keep in mind that marketing has evolved, metrics have evolved, and now we have a lot of data to simplify the analysis of choosing the right business portfolio, because everything is digitalized and customers' activity can be easily understood by tracking their digital journey. But, anyways, let's talk about the BCG matrix. We will start with the first category of SBUs, which are called stars. Now, you remember we talked about two aspects: market attractiveness and business competency. Here, the two aspects are market growth rate, how fast is the market growing, and the share of the relative share of the company in the market. Now, stars are SBUs which are high on market growth rate and high on the share of the business's products. So, these are products which are growing very fast, and company also enjoys a high market share in those products. For example, think iPhone, but in its early days. iPhone, when it was just launched, became popular. So the market was growing, the demand was increasing, and the company's share, Apple's share, was also increasing because it was a very unique product. They had a command over market. There was nobody else making a phone, an iPhone, quite the way they were. So they were high on both aspects. However, since the market is growing and the company is trying to capture more of the market share, the stars require a high level of investment to finance the growth. So think it because the demand is growing, you need more outlets, you need more distributors, you need more suppliers, you need more production to feed the growing demand. So there are different strategies you would use for different SBUs. The strategy for Star would be invest more so as to maintain growth and your market position, a high market share or market leadership. Eventually, stars turn into the next category of SBUs called the cash cows. Now the market has matured, the demand has been satiated, and the company has the position of being the number one leader in that space. So there is no room left for the product to grow. Cash cows are therefore products which are low in growth. That means they are not going to be growing in the future. So low growth rate, but a high market share. The company enjoys a relatively high market share. Same example, iPhone in today's generation. The growth is not there. It's not as high as it was when it was newly introduced. But Apple has sort of carved a niche for itself in the phone market with its iPhone. So it still enjoys a very high market share. So low in growth but high in market share. The strategy for this is to maintain your market share and use the profits that you generate from cash cows to fund other strategic business units and shape the future portfolio. Then you have question marks. These are category of products which are high in growth rate, but the company still doesn't have a share in those markets. So, for example, many of the AI startups today, startups which are introducing new AI products, they look very promising because AI is growing in today's age. So, they are high on growth, but because there are so many players out there, they still haven't carved a niche for themselves and they are a very small player in the market. So a relatively small share, but are growing. Now it's a risk for the company to invest in these products because the returns are not guaranteed in terms of profit or will my market share grow or will my competitors outdo me. So there's always a question mark, and you need to do a proper analysis and research to understand the return on investment I will generate if I go with these categories, that is a question mark, products or strategic unit. So to fund their growth, you require a lot of money because you have to capture the market. That means you have to promote more, you have to increase your distribution, you have to increase awareness about your brand in the market space, and you have to differentiate yourself really well. And all that is going to require a lot of money. So the company decides through research and analysis how much money should be invested into these products and how much should not be invested at this time. Eventually, question marks becomes stars. If your investment decisions are right, you capture the market, high growth rate market, you increase your share, making it into a star. So a high growth, high market share product, and stars eventually turn into cash cows. The final category are dogs. Dogs are products or strategic business unit which are low both on market growth rate and relative market share. They generate just about enough profits to maintain their day to day transactions, but do not add to the coffers of the company. They cannot be a source of profit for the company. And all cash cows eventually turn into dogs. So that's the product life cycle right there. If it is not bearing you enough profits, companies usually liquidate them in term, which means sell them off, or it's all divesting, and they avoid making heavy investments in them and put their resources in question mark or stars, right? Now, what we studied, the BCG matrix, is for the current portfolio. However, BCG matrix is not holistic because it does not talk about future market opportunities or future products, correct? So in this case, we use a tool that divides strategic business units on the basis of products and market. So it's called the product grid market. Based on where they lie on the grid, the company decides the strategy they would be using. All right. Now, for example, if I have to introduce a new product in the market that I'm operating in, so if it's an existing product in an existing market, I will go for market penetration strategy. All right. So I don't have to spend too much on promotion. I can just go in for market penetration, which means I can lower the cost and make people go for my product, buy my product. If with my existing products, I want to enter a new market where people don't know about me, I will take the market development approach. I will educate people about my product, build awareness, talk about my product, find my distributors, my suppliers, find my customer advocates. All right. So that is the market development strategy. So market strategy changes based on products and markets. Then say I want to enter a new market and new products. So everything is new for me. I am going into a line of products I haven't dealt with before. So for example, Tata company, say if they chose to get into a say area like nails and salons, that being a new area, they would need to apply the strategy of diversification. So what Tata company is doing is diversifying its portfolio. And Tata, as you know, is not just into steel, it is into retail shops, it is into consumer durables. So similarly, it can take cosmetics, beauty. No, it does have a cosmetic brand, Lakme. But for example, let's just, for the sake of this example, let's assume it wants to open a nail salon. It's a diversification of its portfolio. You do that when you have a new product in a new market. Now, another use case is existing market, new product. So I already have my target set of customers. Market, the customers already know me. It's an existing market, and I want to introduce new products to my customers. So I will go in for product development strategy. Let's understand this a little more. Okay. So when you understand these strategies, it helps you expand your business and achieve profitable growth, not just growth, profitable growth. Let's talk about market penetration. Increase the sale of current products to current customer segment without changing the product. Example, a coffee shop offering loyalty programs or increasing advertising to encourage existing customers to buy more often. So how can I penetrate the market? I can penetrate the market by making an attractive proposition to my customers. Loyalty program can be one, increasing sales through discounts can be another, increasing my brand awareness to encourage customers to buy, having referral programs where customers refer their friends and get a free coffee, that can be another. So getting deeper and deeper into the existing market. Next, market development. Identify and develop new market segments for market development is when you are entering a new market with your current products. So a new market could be McDonald's deciding to open a shop in Netherlands. So it is the same product, but it's a new market. In this example, the coffee shop opening new locations in different neighborhoods, or it can be as simple as starting an online delivery service to reach new geographic areas. That is developing the market. So expanding your reach, but keeping the products the same. Next, product development strategy. Product development strategy is when in the existing market you offer a new product. Example, a coffee shop offering a special seasonal drink like Starbucks offers pumpkin spice latte PSL when the season arrives in fall. It's become so popular that fall season means synonymous with PSL, correct? So that is product development, and you have to cash in on the trend because fall is seasonal. Diversification. So it's a new market and it's a new product. For example, the same coffee shop example now, say Starbucks enters into a line to sell up enters into a line of branded apparels or home goods, venturing into a completely different industry which has nothing to do with selling coffee. Apparels have nothing to do with selling coffee. That is diversification. Okay, so these are the example and the strategies you need to use depending on the type of market, old or new, and the product, existing or a new product. Now, another aspect of marketing growth or serving your customers profitably is partnering. Partnering happens on two levels within the company's department and outside the company. When you partner within the company's department, it is called a value chain. So, value chain are internal departments of the company which support marketing in delivering value to the customers. Marketing is not a stand-alone effort. Marketing department alone cannot give the best possible product to the customer. It needs to work in cohesion with all other departments to deliver value to the customer. So you have research team which develops 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 the market research and data on which basis the company will take the decision what kind of product it needs to go in for. Then you have customer surveys which understands the pain points of the customer. So that's customer consumer research. And then you have the product design team which designs the product to make it look attractive. You have the manufacturing team or the operations team. But then you also need customer support, which can talk to customers and address their issues. So the value chain concept links all the internal departments of the companies together. It says that everyone is a marketeer and everyone is equally involved in delivering value to the company, right? So you have the R&D, you have operations, you have the sales team, and you have the customer service support. So for a company to succeed, every department must think of the customer and work together to deliver an exceptional experience from concept to support. And marketing plays a role in driving this consumer first mentality, customer first mentality into everybody, whether they are front end like the sales team or back end like R&D and operations. Correct. Now we spoke about value chain within the company. Let's talk about creating a value delivery network with people outside the company. This value delivery network is created when the company forms a relationship with people who can deliver superior customer value. Now, who can these people be? These people can be the logistics teams which deliver the product to the customers. For example, Amazon is a delivery partner to so many consumer durable goods. So Amazon as a delivery partner. You have suppliers. So say a company like Ford, which is into car making, can have a supplier for its car parts, a supplier for its tires, etc. Can have multiple suppliers. So raw materials which are given to it and put together. And then you have the customers. Customers are also part of the value delivery network because they provide the necessary feedback on which you will build your future products. Your customers tell you what they need when they leave a review with you. So it's very important to be listening to your customers and making them a part of this delivery network. Distributors are place are places organization that are going to distribute your products. Logistic company, as we mentioned. For cars, it can be showrooms. Then you have the company itself, which is working with all these partners to make a seamless process of value delivery to the customer. Now value chain works best when every partner contributes and is conscious of delivering customer value, including the customers themselves. Okay, now let's talk about the marketing strategy and the marketing mix. So once you've decided the business portfolios you will have, you now need to break down the marketing mission into different objectives and strategies for every strategic business unit. First, you need to understand what do you mean by marketing strategy. Before you design marketing strategies for every SBU, you need to understand what it means. A marketing strategy is a philosophy, a guiding thought, or a logic by which a company hopes to create customer value and achieve profitable relationship. So it's a thought process, it's a logic, it's a philosophy which the company follows, like values, brand values, what you call it. What are they? What is the point of this logic? Is to convey how they are going to serve their customers and achieve profitable customer relationship. Correct. Now, marketing strategy is all is explained through the STP strategy. So we will talk about it. Then you have the marketing mix. Marketing mix is when the marketing tools of a company are categorized into four broad categories based on product, price, place, promotion. That is known as the marketing mix. So it is the plan which will be executed to support the marketing strategy. So once the marketing strategy is decided, it is put into an actionable plan, which is called the marketing mix framework or the 4Ps framework. Now, let's talk about the marketing strategy. Now, customer marketing strategy is always value driven. Okay, there are four components to it. First is the market segment. Segmentation is dividing a market into different stratas. So a company cannot serve everybody, the entire population. If I am into feminine hygiene, I can only sell to women. If I am into fast foods, I can only sell to people who are looking for quick dining experience. I cannot sell to people who are looking for luxury dining and a high end restaurant experience. Correct? So how do I classify my customers on basis of customer needs, their income levels, the psychological behavioral and lifestyle. So these are the things you segment the market on, and you match your product offering with those segments, correct? And you select your market. Now, coming to that selection process called market targeting. Once you have divided the market or segmented it, you pick and choose the market you will serve. It's not necessary that I will serve segments with only low income level. I can be serving a high income level also. For example, airlines have economy class which cater to the lower income level. They also have the first class which cater to customers of the high income level. Similar strategies are followed by many fashion brands as well. They name it differently, but it's actually the same brand. We'll talk about it in the examples ahead. So that is market targeting, selecting which segments the company will serve based on differentiation. Differentiation is creating a unique value in the minds of the customer so it stands out. So telling the customer, how am I different? What is my USP? Creating that impression in the customer's mind. And different target markets will have a different impression, will create a different impression. One will create a reasonable impression and the other will can create a a impression that of luxury. That is differentiation. Example we will look at in slides ahead. Positioning is occupying a clear space in the customer's mind. So once you have differentiated based on the USP you will give, like it can be affordable seating, it can be finger licking good. Once you differentiated yourself, you position it as a clear USP so that when people think of your brand, they immediately when the people think of the thing like safety, they immediately think of Volvo. When people think of happiness, taste the feeling, they immediately think of Coca Cola. All right, now let's look at examples. Yes. So, BMW. BMW's positioned itself with its tagline, sheer driving pleasure. It focuses on performance, luxury, and thrill of driving. It is how you make a customers feel. Coca-Cola with its taste the feeling. Pepsi with its live for now appeals to the younger spontaneous demographic. So the segmentation is very clear. It is a young population and promotes people with the psychology of living in the present moment. So that is psychological segmentation. Apple with its think different tagline inspires to people who are creative, innovative and value individuality. And Nike with its very famous tagline and its positioning just to it motivates action, empowerment, and athletic achievement. So Nike doesn't just sell shoes; it makes you experience an entire culture of athletics, of sports, of motivation, of the spirit of sports. That is what Nike brings. Inspiration. That feeling of inspiration is what these brands actually bring. Right. Now, once you have decided your marketing strategy or the logic you will use for every segment, for example, if it's a low income segment, you will set the price at a certain way. You will promote the feature of say affordability. If it's high end, you will promote the feeling of luxury, class, eliteness, right? Now once you've decided this, your objectives, you will now make plans on how you will achieve those objectives. This plan is made basis the 4 P's framework or the marketing mix. Marketing mix is a set of tactical tools divided into product, price, place, and promotion, which are blended together in response to the target market's need. Target market, which you get from the STP segmentation targeting position process. Product is what are you going to sell to your target market? It includes variety, design, brand name, quality, packaging, and services. Example, developing a new smartphone with advanced camera feature and a sleek design. That is product. Price. Do you want to be premium or do you want to be affordable? Will you be giving discounts? Will you be giving any allowances, any credit terms? So as you know, Apple phone has many credit terms available for those who want to buy it. So setting a premium price for new smartphones show to reflect its innovative technologies, brand prestige, and also giving them credit terms. You can buy it in installments. Place. Where can my target customers purchase my products? Will it be online, offline, or both? Will it be in partner with exclusive retail stores, exclusive online platforms, or major mobile carriers? That is place. Distribution, basically. And also making sure that it's accessible to your customers. Promotion. Activities that communicate the merits or benefits of the product, persuading target customers to go for my product. It can be a combination of advertising, PR, customer reviews, public relations, online customer testimonials, all of these things. Launching a global advertising campaign, hosting a product reveal event, and leveraging social media influencers or celebrity to launch the product, right? Now, different products will have different strategies based on the STP and therefore different marketing mix. Now, you have to find the best combination of marketing strategy and marketing mix that you will use. Correct? Now, how do you find the best combination? Is through three steps: marketing analysis, planning, implementation, and we will talk more about this in the upcoming slides. Okay. Now, marketing analysis, planning, implementation, organization control are called the five marketing management functions. How you manage marketing is through these five steps. First is analysis, through which you analyze the strengths and weaknesses of the companies internally and the opportunities and threats that exist in the current market. This is also called SWOT analysis. Planning, developing market strategies, the four P's framework, the target markets, laying down the objectives that you need to achieve in these target markets, implementing, executing the marketing plans and strategies into blueprint, not just for the entire company, but right down to the very strategic business unit and the departments within those strategic business units. And then putting resources in them so that those plans can turn into action. Organizing is creating teams, allocating resources, establishing communication channels to carry out the marketing plans. And finally, control. Control is measuring the efforts of your marketing actions, comparing them against the objectives you are set. So, is it aligning with the objective or is it going away from the objective? And taking corrective actions to ensure that goals are met and performances are optimized efficiently. So let's talk about marketing analysis. It analyzes the strengths and weaknesses of a company versus the opportunities and threats which are in the marketing environment or in the market. So if you have internal strength and there's an opportunity, go for it. If there's an opportunity but you don't have the strength or that is your weakness, then don't go for it. If it is a threat, then take steps to eliminate or mitigate it if you have the strength to overcome that threat, say new competitors in the market or unfavorable political or and economic situations. Now let's understand SWOT through examples. Strengths are the internal capabilities, resources, the competitive advantage that gives company an edge. Example: a strong brand reputation, brand awareness, a very innovative product, and efficient production line. Weakness are my internal limitation. They are the gaps in my company or the chink in my armor. They are areas of improvement which may hinder performance. Example: using outdated technology, limited marketing budget, and lack of skilled personnel or talent. And sometimes not adequate resources, not adequate people. Opportunities. Opportunities are external trends, market gap, which can be leveraged by me. And I have the strength to leverage, I have the capabilities to leverage that. Example: there is a new emerging market, there is changing consumer preference, and I have the product that meets the needs of those changing consumer preferences through or, or I have new technologies which can serve customers better. That is an opportunity for me. Threat: external challenges or risks that can impact the company. It can reduce my profits, it can take my market share away from me, it can hinder my production. Example: intense competition, economic downturn, political situations, and new regulatory change or regime changes. This comprehensive assessment provides a foundation for strategic planning and decision making. Okay. Now that you have analyzed your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, you make your marketing plan on that basis. A marketing plan highlights the company's objectives, how it wants to grow profitably, and what are the things it needs to do to achieve that. All right. A marketing plan has different parts. It has the executive summary, the SWOT analysis, the marketing objectives, the strategies, and the action programs it will take to achieve those marketing objectives. What are the budgets allocated for each of the marketing objectives? And what are the controls they have put in place to make sure that the objectives are being achieved within the resources specified. If I am putting in more money but getting less returns, and that means I'm not achieving my marketing objectives, what are the control measures I use to curb that? And how do I measure my marketing objectives, whether they are giving me any returns or not, or am I just burning money? So let's talk about it in detail. Here you have it: components of a marketing plan, executive summaries, the SWOT analysis, objective strategy, marketing mix, which is the action plan that supports the objectives and strategies, the four P's. And then you have the action programs, which support marketing mix, objectives, and strategy. And finally, you have the budget, the allocation of finance to each of the marketing objectives for each of the SBUs, and overall amounting to the overall company, builds up to the accumulating to the overall company, and the financial controls. Okay, marketing implementation turns plans into action. Now we spoke about analysis. Now it's time to put them into action. Marketing implementation has three parts. First is planning, what and why. Next is implementation. Who are we serving? Where are we serving them? When and how are we doing it? Execution matters. Strong strategies needs an effective follow through. That means, are we doing it as how we had specified? Are we following the right steps when it comes to implementation? That helps monitor and control execution, because you don't want to go haywire. You want to achieve your goals very strategically and within the given constraints of the resources that you have, so that it turns out to be efficient. Marketing implementation is a phase where plans are turned into tangible actions, and they guide a company's effort to achieve its marketing objectives. So if you want to understand by definition, the process of converting strategic marketing plan into real world activities to accomplish specific marketing goals. We've already spoken about that. Plan versus action. Planning defines the what and the why. Implementation talks about who, where, when, and how. Now, what are the steps involved? Are allocating resources, executing tactics, and meticulously managing project timelines. Competitive edge. Effective implementation gives a competitive edge to the company. So it's not just important to have a unique product, but it's also important to deliver those products in a way that is efficient, that gives you a differentiation in terms of competitive advantage. So greater reach, quicker reach. This leads to faster marketing wins, because if I can reach my customer quickly, I'll increase my market share. Now, what are the challenges that can come in? Cross functional coordination, because marketing has to be done through all departments of the organization, R&D, operations, across all the partners in its value delivery network, the suppliers, the distributors, and the customers themselves, right? And there are resource constraints in terms of budget. So managing all this, you need to overcome these challenges and reach the customer quickly while adapting to the dynamic changes in the market. Like, it is transforming and updating itself every moment, almost every day. There's always a new update to all the AI boards. We are seeing all the major AI players out there. So it's up to you how fast you quickly adapt to the changing marketing scenarios. All right. Now you have implemented your marketing plan. Next comes the control. Control involves a systematic process of setting objectives, monitoring the progress, and making necessary adjustment to ensure optimal performance. Optimal performance is achieving the highest possible result within the given resource constraint. So there are four steps: setting your goals, SMART goals, which stand for measurable, achievable within the time constraint, relevant, and time bound. Then you have measure performance. These are metrics which you use to track the results. For example, how much was the sale? How much is the customer lifetime value? How much have we grown in brand awareness? What is the customer feedback? Then evaluate differences. What is the variance between the goals that I set out and the what I've actually achieved? So understand the difference in my performance I wanted to achieve versus my actual performance, and analyzing the root cause for these discrepancies. Taking corrective actions. When I've identified the root cause, I take corrective actions to bridge the gap between these discrepancies so that my set out performance or planned performance is in line with my actual performance. Now, these marketing controls are executed on different levels. One is the operational control, it focuses on short term performance, ensuring efficiency in daily marketing operations and annual plan adherence. So, operations can be a delivery to the particular store at a particular time. If we slip up on that, the products may not be available at the retail store on time. So that is operational control. Strategic control is at a much higher level. It is to understand, okay, whether the current market is supportive of the products I'm selling right now, or do I need to innovate? So whether the current marketing strategies are aligned with the market opportunities and my vision. So it has to be an alignment of everything: the market opportunity, the changing market trends, and my company vision and mission. Feedback control is measuring the outcomes after activities are completed. So I finished selling a product, the customer has experienced the product. Now I need to take a feedback on how was the customer's entire experience of purchasing the product, of using the product. And I have to grow on, build on that, because that is going to guide my future business portfolio decisions. And finally, the last part is measuring and managing your marketing return on investment. ROI is the return from marketing investment, the marketing revenue minus marketing spend divided by marketing spend into 100 is your ROI, correct? It matters because it shows how efficient is my marketing effort. How much money am I generating over every dollar that I'm spending in creating measurable value, dollar or rupee? Challenges in marketing ROI is, see, marketing ROI is a little difficult to measure because it is not convertible to dollar or rupee or currency. So things like customer loyalty, increased retention rate, a brand impact, increase in number of impression, brand engagement, these are very intangible and difficult to express in terms of dollars. So a lot of people heard about my brand, they interacted with my brand, but is it necessary that they convert into purchases? No, you may show an advertisement on television and it can have like 50,000 impressions, but it's not necessary it'll lead to 50,000 sales, correct? So it's not a apples to apples thing. If 50,000 people saw it, can lead to say 2,000 sales, or it can lead to 10,000 sales. Or I can show a different advertisement seen by 30,000 people, but it can give me a higher sale. So it's like a 10,000 sale. So you have to see which ad is working, which is not. Correct? Key performance metrics. These are the metrics you use to measure marketing ROI. So increase in brand awareness and increase in sales. A market share. Has my market share increased? Do people know more about me? How much is my market share? Is my customer loyalty increased? Therefore, increase in customer loyalty will lead to an increase in the customer lifetime value and increase in customer equity. These are concepts we have discussed in chapter 1. So do go back and check it out and let me know if you still have questions in the comments below. Okay. Now, where are these metrics displayed? These metrics are displayed on marketing dashboards, which consolidate vital marketing performance measures into an actionable display. So I can monitor my performance in real time and make data guided adjustments to my marketing strategies and insights. All right, so there you have it. The key takeaways from today's session. What is marketing? What is marketing role in strategic planning? What is strategic planning? How do you deliver value to your customers? By coordinating with players within and outside your organization. Then you have how do you calculate marketing ROI and measure your marketing efforts that build customer loyalty and increase customer equity for you. Up, we would be analyzing the marketing environment, which is the market that the environment outside the organization, the market. Like and subscribe for more marketing content, and I will see you in chapter 3. Do let me know for any questions in the comment section below. See you until then. Bye and take care.